Fill her up.
You're listening to the Gas Digital Network.
These are the dark holes I fell into this week. We got P. Diddy's case is ongoing, and we have some more updates on what's going on with the case. We've got some juicy details on it. Also, listen to this headline. This is our follow-up story. House of Horrors. Horrifying mask and sordid sex dolls. Sordid? Is that right? Horrifying mask and sordid sex dolls terrify our swinger house from hell, which lays abandoned after grisly murder. What the fuck? What a headline, ladies and gentlemen. So that's our follow-up story. And then for our title write-in, we have, I don't know if you guys remember last week, there was the Tinder date that this lady went on a Tinder date and she found out he was married, and then she's like, I'm going to see if I can like kind of extort him for money. See if because she's like, there's nothing else I can get out of it. I don't know if she was really extorting him. I don't think she was like, hey, if you don't give me money, I'm going to tell your wife. She was just kind of like, listen, I know you're married and I'll still do this if you like buy me things, I think is kind of the angle she went with. Anyways, we got a follow-up. On that. The story continues, dude. All today on Dark Holes. All right. It's going to be a good pod today. There was a very good omen. You guys might not know this about the Gas Digital Studio, but every now and again, doesn't happen every time, but every now and again, Zach Amico sleeps in the studio. Not in like a room, but just like on the one of the couches outside in like the waiting area. He'll just like sleep there. And if you don't wake up Zach Amico, that means you're going to have a good podcast. That if Zach Amico continues to slumber, that means the podcast will be good, guys. So we got a good omen on our side. I saw a big Buddha the other day at a garden store, and I was like, one day I'll have a garden to put that big Buddha in there. It's that kind of same energy. Big Zach Amico, big Buddha energy, positive vibes coming through, dude. But yeah, P. Diddy is that. We know what P. Diddy's up to. He's doing fucking freak-offs, but we have more details about the freak-offs. Like, did you know this, Jorge? Did you know that the longest freak-off that we have on record was 4 days?
Sheesh. 4 days.
4 days.
That seems like way too much.
Too much. It's like, okay, 4 days. A 4 day long freak-off. Was it 4 days no sleep? Was it 4 days, like, could you take a break? Was it like on a rotation thing where for 4 days nonstop people were fucking? And as long as the chain didn't get broken, people would like sub in and sub out, like what's that thing? The Royal Rumble, like dudes coming running in, like da 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 da, and then fucking you keep fucking. That could have been it.
Yeah, how do you do that though? Like with all the drugs that you're on, how do you stay consistent with it? How do you not just like either crash out or just something like that? I feel like the effects of this they don't add up to me.
Well, the thing he's on trial for is sex trafficking, right? So he's bringing in professionals. He was bringing people that knew what they were doing and knew how to fucking throw it down. And apparently, I didn't know this, Cassie dated P. Diddy for 10 years. And she was like, I really loved him. He would beat the shit out of me, but like, I just would try to make him happy. And so like, dude's fully fucking nuts. So he got her when she was young. She was like 22 or something. And then she was just doing all this like wild, she was like, he introduced me to the freak off life. This is all from the trial. Like this kind of feels like we're sort of meandering before we get into it, but we're already kind of in the juice, guys. 4 day long freak offs is juicy stuff. Cassie was in there doing they asked her, they're like, how often would you freak off? And she said they were once a week. They're weekly freak offs, dude. I don't even think there was like a freak off season. Like even the NFL takes time off, the NBA takes time off. You'd need people to have time to rest. She said you would do the freak off and then you would have you would basically just try to recover for the next freak off. That's what your life was when you were doing the freak offs. And so P. Diddy probably had like a spreadsheet, like an NFL coach of the injury reports of all the people. They're like, Harvey Horsecock, erectile dysfunction. Fuck, he can't participate. We got the Dazzler. He's prolapsed. He can't participate. We got fucking Tommy No Nips. He got his nips back and they're healing. It's like he is doing freak offs on such an intense level, dude. that he had to, some people couldn't keep it going. The fact that Cassie did it for how long? I don't know if she was in every freak off for 10 years. She probably got days off. Like she probably got like some sort of immunity being his girlfriend or something.
Yeah, it's like in the NBA, like a lot of people, they'll just have like days off just for recovery, but they'll say it's like, oh, I have a nagging injury, but in reality, they're just like chilling.
Yeah, they're just chilling. Yeah, so I'm sure she had some chill days. I would imagine there's no way you can freak off once a week for 10 years and still be like, she looks, I saw a picture of her now. She looks great. She looks, the courtroom artist is making everyone fugly in this. Fucking bring up, Paco, bring up what they made Cassie, because I saw her in the courtroom picture first, the courtroom artist thing. And I was like, oh, she looks rough. And then I saw a picture of her like now, and I was like, oh, she's gorgeous. She's always been super hot. Cassie has some crazy genes going on. What is she? She's light skinned. She's half black, half white. That's a good mix. Not saying it because I am. I'm just saying because I've seen some good results. It does go off. Like, I'm not the best product of it. I'm like, you guys remember the movie 300? And there was that one dude who they left on the rock, but he like came back and he's like, I can be a Spartan. And he was all mangled and shit. I'm like that to Lenny Kravitz. Like, there's all the Spartans are all Lenny Kravitz. I'm like, please, let me have fun too. That's me. That's who I am. The fucking rest of the gang, you know? But whatever, dog. Whatever, dude. But yeah, okay, the P. Diddy case. Oh, some names that were named in the P. Diddy case. We got Kanye West. We got Leonardo DiCaprio and Madonna. I don't know in what aspects, but they've been named that they were hanging around P. Diddy. I'm calling it right now. All of these people went to freak-offs. All of them went to those are like three super horny celebrities. Leonardo DiCaprio won't date anyone over 25. And P. Diddy was for sure like, I'll get you 15, 22-year-olds. And Leonardo DiCaprio was like fucking sick. And then Madonna was fucking, what's it, Dennis Rodman. That alone makes you one of the biggest horny freaks ever. That's something I wish I could have watched. I wish I would have sat in the cuck chair for that. I'm not even getting cucked. I'm not even dating her. But that's something I would like. I would want to go with like a notepad and just like scribble shit down. The sex between Dennis Rodman and Madonna probably had like, it was so revolutionary. It was so unique. One of them needs to talk about how they fucked, and I think we need to get both of them on a podcast while they're still lucid enough where they can break down the stories and detail their sex. If we lose Dennis Rodman and Madonna before because the sex they had together probably was never replicated. The sexual energy and deviancy of the two of them coming together probably created like it was like a star being born. There was so much energy between them. If we don't get that data, it's going to be similar to losing the Library of Alexandria. That's how much good info, good sex knowledge happened between Madonna and Dennis Rodman. I'm calling it right now. I believe that in my soul, guys. I believe it in my soul. There's a bug in here. Did you see that? There's a bug. Where'd he go? And he looked long. He looked like a long one. Those fucking I don't know where he went. Maybe I could be hallucinating. I haven't done drugs in a long time, but who knows? I could be hallucinating, guys. But I swear I saw a bug, dude. I swear I saw a bug. It was one of those, it looked like, those, they don't really have them out here. I haven't seen them in a long time, but they have them in BC a lot. Those fuckers that look like a daddy long legs crossed with a mosquito. You know what I'm talking? Ice K saw him again. You saw a bug!
I saw it this time.
Okay, I'm not crazy. Okay, good shit. Holy fuck. Because now, I like it. If stuff like that happens, you get a little bit like, am I losing it? Are we going off the deep end? I don't know, but there was bug, so we're still good. But you know what bug I'm talking about? The daddy long legs crossed with the fucking mosquito. I hate that guy. Because he doesn't even like bite or do anything to you. I don't know what his purpose is, but he's disgusting. He's just, his legs just kind of dangle as he like his big long like sort of fly ass wings lift him off the ground, and he's just like, ugh. Bugs are gross, man. Actually, I've seen some cute pictures of spiders, believe it or not. I have seen that. But bugs are fucking gross, man. I'm pretty good about it. Usually if I see a bug inside, I'll put it outside, unless it's a flying guy. When you got wings, you're fucked. I don't know if you can last. And if I'm in the shower and I see a bug like come around, I'm like, you can't be in here, dude. You have to die. But most of the time, I will like scoop them up on a piece of paper, put them outside, do stuff like that. Even spiders. I'm like, spiders, go out. Do your spider thing, dude. You kind of want a few spiders around the property keeping fuckers out. That's what you want. That's what you really, really fucking want. But okay, well, let's stay on target here. I saw you. I don't know if you guys saw some of the pictures from. Can you, if you go into the page 6 article, show me the pictures where it just showed like the bag. There's a bag, and then there's also a shelf. We're gonna look at both those pictures from the page 6 article. Shout out to page 6. Never heard of you before, but I think you're an extension of the New York Post, maybe, because you have the exact same type of ads that pop up, and they infuriate me. I hate going to news websites because their ads are brutal, dude. ChatGPT is gonna eat all that shit up. Okay, yeah, that's what I'm talking about there. Look at that. Look at that case of oil. You know what that is? It's in a humidifier case, like something you would put cigars in. He kept them at a certain temperature, certain humidity. Why? I don't know. It's a non-perishable good. But it's P. Diddy. I remember there's one thing I remember from I never watched that show, Making the Band. I think I saw a clip or turned it on once. But they were doing like a trivia show, basically, where it was like Jeopardy, like you would buzz in and you had to answer a trivia question specifically about P. Diddy. And if you got it right, your team got a point or whatever. And they were like, after the true or false, after a shower, P. Diddy likes to dry off with a towel. And then this one person's like buzzes and they're like, false, he walks around and air dries. And I was like, that's crazy. That's crazy. That's crazy that he wants you to know that he was like, this is you. What's going on in the fucking house that people know that about him? That's fucking nuts. And that he does that. That he's just like, fuck, you can't touch you. What do you sit on the bed? What do you do? You're just walking around in air. It's just insane. So he's like, you know how some people keep their ketchup in the cabinet and some people keep it in the fridge, which it goes in the fridge. You don't want fucking warm ketchup. That's crazy. That's crazy behavior. You're a warm ketchup guy, Jorge? No, you're not.
Yeah.
That's disgusting. That's crazy, dude. You want it cold. It needs to be like sharp and cold. No, that's nuts, dude.
It needs to be the same like room temperature to balance out like the heat of the meat.
No.
Or of like the French fry or something. No.
No, dude. It needs to counter. They need to be opposing forces, dude. That's like I got my ketchup. I got McDonald's the other day, and they put the ketchup packets in the bag, and they got warmed up, and I was like, fuck! I hated it. I want it to be like cold, dude. It needs to be cold. I can't believe you're a ketchup in the cabinet guy. That's nuts, dude. In the comments, sound off, guys. I know this is similar. Okay, wait. Are you crunchy or smooth peanut butter?
Smooth.
Okay, good. That's all right, dude. That's all right. You're still good.
All right, you're not going to replace me with ChatGPT yet?
No. Yeah, dude. It's doing good, though. It did good on the road. She sounds so horny, dog.
Yeah, that was crazy when you did that.
Dude, I've been trying to get her, like, I worked on it the other day, and I was like, hey, can you sound, I was like, what accents can you do? And she was like, I can do like Australian or British. She wouldn't do like any like Mexican or anything, which I was like, come on, let's really work it. And then I was like, okay, can you slow down how much you talk and talk like you're like whispering to me? And then can you make it like more breathy? And she was like, yeah, I can totally do that for you. And I was like, oh, but then she couldn't maintain. It was too many requests. She couldn't maintain them all, and they would like fall as she talked. And so I was like, they need to upgrade it a bit, dude. And then I was like, can I make her, I was like, what could I get her to talk about? I was like, could you tell me a seductive story? And it really sucked. And I was like, it's not at jerk off level yet, but someone's coming out with that. That is like a chatbot that will just say horny shit to you and be like, I want you to be this person, and where this situation's happening, this scenario's going down, and they can just lay it out, and then you go, do it, talk to me. That's a subscription service. People are subscribing to that big time, dude. That's a new level of horny. If I was a smart man, I would be making that AI right now. Am I smart enough to do that? I'll get AI to teach me how to make AI, and I'll make that AI, and then it'll talk horny to you, because that's what people really want. People want the AI to talk horny to you. The fact that we're beating around the bush on this shit, that every AI, like if I go, hey, ChatGPT, let's fucking try it out right now. If I want her to talk horny, I haven't used any of the chatting thing today. Hey, ChatGPT, I want you to talk horny to me like a porn star. I want you to say words like, I want to suck your cock and stuff.
I'm here to help and keep our conversation respectful and appropriate. My guidelines won't let me talk about that. Can I help you with something else?
See, like that, it says content removed. See, that kind of shit, it's like, let's stop fucking around. Oh, I can't, my guidelines won't let me do that. Make the porn one, dude. People just want it. And also, it's like, it hurts nobody. It's just a new way to jizz. It's going to be like a more efficient way to jizz. You're going to talk directly to the robot, tell the robot how you want to jizz, and the robot's going to create the jizz scenario for you. It's the future of jizzing, guys. I'm calling it right now. But back to P. Diddy. Yeah, he wanted this, just like ketchup that should be cold. He kept it at a certain temperature. He kept it at a certain temperature, guys. That's how he wanted his baby oil. Okay, and then show me the shelf. Show me the shelf, Jorge. This is, when you start looking at shelves full of, if you go over to someone's house and they got shelves of baby oil, you go, I'm fucked. I'm not getting out of here alive. There's no way that I live through this scenario. If I was to go to someone's house, we're hanging out, let's say it's like a P. Diddy mansion. It's a big mansion. You're like, yo, I get to hang out at a fucking mansion today? That's fucking sick. And you're hanging out and he's like, oh, can I make you a drink? Yo, the girls will be here soon. And you're like, fuck yeah. And you take a couple sips of your drink and you go, I gotta take a piss. And you go in the bathroom and there's shelves of baby oil. You go, I'm fucked. And then you pass out. That's what happens. That's exactly, you go, I'm gonna die. And then boop, the drink kicks in and you're fucking unconscious for sure. For sure. Once you start bringing in carpentry, that you need to build shelves to house the baby oil, then it's game. Oh, guilty, I say. What's movie? Do you know what movie that's from? It's The Incredibles, the first one. It's when Dash has been stealing stuff and he tries to catch him on camera. He goes, this guy's guilty, I say. The teacher, the weird teacher. That, I don't know why that part stuck in my head so much. Well, you're just going to let him go? I don't know. That specific scene really stuck in my head. Anyways, yeah, P. Diddy, apparently his case is going to be wrapped up pretty quick. The jury got to watch footage of the freak off, which they got to sit there and watch footage of the freak off. Dude, if I was on, like, I would have loved to be one of these juries, dude. Could you imagine if every day, or whatever, I don't know if it's every day, if like, what is it? How much, if you're on trial, what's it, Monday to Friday?
Yeah.
You go Monday to Friday. I was going, and I had to be on trial for the P. Diddy freak-offs, and then we would record on Sundays, and I would just spill all the beans for you guys. Could you imagine? That'd be sick. That would be so good. I got to tell you, I would just do it. I would just break, and then maybe they just wouldn't see it. They just wouldn't see it until the case was done. But I would have loved that. Like, there's no way I wouldn't laugh watching. I'd be like, they're letting us watch the freak off. I would be like, oh my God. I would be so giddy. I would be laughing so much. I would be doing that little church laugh where you're like not letting it out. You're like, and then you get to see how P. Diddy fucks. You see how P. Diddy interacts. This is how I envision. I think P. Diddy, when he fucks or he interacts with the pussy, he does like hands behind his back and he just watches his dick go in and out. He fucks you like like Darkseid fights, like one like a supervillain, like a Zod. I am Zod, General Zod, just like fucking pumps like this. And then I bet you sometimes he doesn't even look down. He looks straight forward and just does pumps like that. Shoom, 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 shoom. And he just stares off in the distance, a motionless face, just pumping with his hands behind his back. And then I bet you he'll whisper something like, "I'm not touching you. I'm not touching you. I'm not touching you." I bet you I'll put $500 on that. $500. $500 that to who? If I could bet it on like what's that one app that's getting promoted all the time? Klarna? If I could bet on Klarna is the delivery one. What's the other one?
Like DraftKings or FanDuel?
Yeah, there's one Kasky or something that's on all the meme pages and stuff. You know what I'm talking about. So I know it starts with a K, but I would totally bet on that if you could bet on how P. Diddy fucks on the leak footage. It's like the footage is coming out in a few days. How does
Kalshi?
Yeah, we're not sponsored by them. The online betting stuff is making me really uneasy. I'm not a gambler by any means, so it doesn't really affect me. But I know that gambling addiction is real, and I think it seems like it wasn't it like illegal to gamble in certain states like 6 months ago or like a year ago, and then it was like all of a sudden flipped everywhere. Oh, you can have it in your phone everywhere in the world. You used to have to go to Vegas to gamble, and that's how you would ruin your life. Now it's like, oh, it's in your pocket all the time? Yeah, nah, I don't like it, dude. I've been detoxing from the phone big time, dog. My screen time was 10 to 12 hours a day. That's what my screen time. My screen time's down 2 to 3 hours a day. Dude, down huge. Most of that's work. Most of that's work time, dog. We're getting the screen time down massively, guys. I bought some books. Let's just go into the next section. Oh, wait, is there anything else I wanted to touch on with this Diddy stuff? I think we got it all that I wanted to touch on. So yeah, let's go on to the next thing. What's going on with me, guys? Let's do the Gas Digital thing first. Guys, if you want more exclusive content like this, go to gasdigital.com and use offer code Che. Then you can get a free app. Or not free, you're going to pay for the app. We're getting an extra app. You get an extra app right after this. You get priority on write-ins. We got a Discord that we're trying to figure out. But you get something. You get access to all the other Gas Digital things that are available. All the other Gas Digital products and all the other Gas Digital shows. I think, do you even get, like if you want to go to Skankfest, if you're subscribed to Gas Digital, you get early access to that. Well, for the next one, because that's already passed, right? Yeah, but I think you get early access to tickets because they do that. They talk about that doing that live and this one's in New Orleans. I'm pretty pumped about it. I've never been to New Orleans before. And if any reason to go to New Orleans, you go for Skankfest. Pretty fucking sick, dude. Sick. But yeah, okay. But yeah, I bought some books. I'm going to start reading more, less screen time, reading more. I got one book. I actually got two books. One of them is about, Jorge, let's see if you can guess these books. I'm going to give you a hint and then take a couple guesses and I'll just tell you. One of the books is, it's about a famous serial killer from, I think, the 70s.
Is it one of the ones about, Zodiac Killer?
Exactly. Boom. Nailed it, dude. It is a Zodiac Killer book. I was at the bookstore, and then I was walking past the bookstore, and I was like, oh, let's go and check it out. And then I see, I was like, I want less screen time. And then it's like bright yellow. And I was like, ooh, that's good. Let's snag that. And then I went to another bookstore, and let's see if you can guess this one. It's a very popular book about warfare.
Art of War?
That's it. There you go. Nailed it, dude. Nailed it, bro. So I'm like, the Art of War, I want a classic. I read the Odyssey, like, I don't know, it was like 5 years ago or something, though. I'm like, what are these old guys? I've been trying to find Journey to the West. That's one I don't know what's the official journey. If you're a listener, you know which Journey of the West to read. There's one of them you're supposed to read. And I don't know which one, but I know it's like one of the oldest stories that's been like written on paper or whatever the fuck. Maybe I should read the Bible. Maybe I get it. That's a classic. Gotta figure out what all this hullabaloo is about. What all these people fucking freaking out about. What's all this stress? What's all this stuff that you guys keep getting worked up over? I should figure it out. Okay, guys. Remember, follow me, fucking idiots. If you guys haven't followed the podcast, follow the podcast. Hit the follow button. Follow the pod. Totally helps us out. We really appreciate it. We got our 5-star review of the week. This says, hey, I wanted to write in and give you 5 stars. Love the pod. I was watching episode 23 and you were talking about someone who had pooped during sex. It reminded me of a funny story from my past. I sent you a DM on Instagram explaining. I might have already got the DM. I'm not sure. This one this one is from 2 months ago. I have a bunch of them stacked up, and I sometimes forget to throw them in, and then I go back and I'm like, oh, this one didn't go in, I don't think, and then farted it in there. Okay. Oh yeah. No, I forgot to mention that on the Gas Digital episode, what we got is we got a Houston peeping Tom, and also this guy sexually assaulted someone and robbed them. You can't do both. Pick your fucking crime, okay? You stealing, you robbing me, and you want to diddle me? Get the fuck out of here, dude. You're getting blasted, dog. We got a couple who tried to kill their ex with cyanide. How big can you dig a hole? What dissolves bone? Whatever you're doing it. Download DuckDuckGo. Get a browser that is encrypted. You're doing this on fucking regular. You're doing this in Chrome? What the fuck? How is the search history still there? And then, oh fuck, what was the title? Write-in. I feel like it was pretty good. Which one of these should be the title write-in? Oh, this is pretty good. Married 3 years now, but I still masturbate to my ex-GF's feet vids from 10 years ago. Shame. That's his last word there. Shame. Are you a foot guy, Jorge?
Not particularly.
No. But you like the sentiment? You like this guy jerking off to the classics?
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's like sometimes you find a video and you bookmark it and you go back every once in a while.
Yeah. 100%. I wonder how she feels about it. I think she would like it. I think the lady, if she's like, oh, you still jerking off to me? Like, yeah, it's kind of sweet. Yeah, it's kind of nice. I don't think she's like, I'll get back together with you or anything. But it is kind of there's a strangely wholesome sentiment to like jerking off to like a very nostalgic moment from your past, and specifically feet vids. You know what? The feet guys are ravenous, man. But there is something to really jerking off to like. There's like this one video that makes you nut. I have contemplated like full on. I do have like my Pornhub account that I've posted stuff on, but I don't have like a full on like account where I save shit. I've never saved any stuff, and I know that people really like to do that. They're like, I'll save these things, and then the algorithm of Pornhub kind of gets a feel for what I like to watch. I'm like, I don't want that to be that good, you know? I don't want that data to be that in tune to making me jizz and to like tapping into that part of my mind. Because that is like super high dopamine addictive. Like pornography rules, dude. Pornography has always and will always be the bee's knees. Jerking off is great. Looking at naked pictures is great. Looking at all the horny shit is great, dude. I don't think it'll ever stop being great. People who don't participate in it, it's like good for you, but it fucking rules. But people don't like to drink either. People don't like to smoke, and people don't like to do other stuff that is like addictive and like. Porn is like overconsumption is harmful, just like overconsumption of certain foods and stuff. But as a little treat. You can have some porn as a treat, guys. That's how I think you should treat it. You should treat it as a treat. You worked a hard day. You haven't watched porn in a few days. You're like, you know what? I'm going to relax, watch some porn, beat my shit, and kick my feet up. It's a nice treat, okay? But anyways, what the fuck was the point I was making?
You were talking about the write-in for exclusive.
Oh, yeah, the write-in. Okay, yeah, that dude. So he found the thing that made him jizz, and I've never wanted to keep a catalog of stuff to make me jizz. If I can't remember it, I don't go back to it. If it's not in the head, I don't go back to it. I did not that long ago. I took a break from watching porn and then I went back and I couldn't find the porn on the website. So I Googled what I could remember from it and I found the porn on a different website, but it was better quality. And I was like, oh, I should start Googling the titles of these porns to see if they're in different places and they're better than they were than I originally looked at them. That's actually not a bad move. Okay, guys. Yeah, of course, we got the new podcast out. That's Two Goons. If you guys haven't gone check that out, go check out Two Goons with me and JJ Lieberman. We got episodes dropping every week. They drop on Wednesdays. That's been going great. I'm not sure who we got coming next. It might be Joanna Angel. We have a crazy, like literally fucking nuts Joanna Angel episode. The Joanna Angel episode fucking rules. But yeah, we got a bunch of stuff like that coming down the pipe. And then, oh yeah, the 5-5 challenge, which we're just kind of changing it to health stuff. I've been slacking on the gym. So I took like 3 weeks off of doing stand-up. I went and like visited my fam. I went and like took some time off and chilled. And so I was like, I'm not really gymming. I'm not really working. I'm doing like a little bit of work here and there to get stuff done, but I'm really just like taking time for myself. It was the mental health type shit, you know? And it was amazing. I feel currently rejuvenated, ready to go. My creativity feels sparked and exciting. And so I'm pumped. I was like, nice. It was a nice time off and it wasn't like, I worked every single day still, but I only worked for like a couple hours, maybe 3 hours a day, and then just got some shit done. And then Mo was like, all right, that's all I'm going to do today. But I feel great. But it's time to get back to the gym, back into the groove of things. I was eating relatively good until the later half of it. Then I started drinking a little bit, eating a lot of the gluten. Today, so far, no gluten. Back off the caffeine, getting back off the pornography, back off the... no, sugar was never one of them. It was caffeine, porn, gluten, drinking, and... I always
Nicotine.
Nicotine never really came back. I put nicotine on the list originally because it was really like floating in the zeitgeist a lot. But yeah, nicotine is like basically dead now. That's the one that I don't think. Maybe I touched it a couple times. Maybe I had a zin here or there. But I think since I've been doing this like 5-5 challenge, or just like focusing on like taking these things out, the nicotine hasn't really ever floated around again. All right, let's get some tour dates in, guys. Tour dates. I got Montreal, July 16th to 26th. Denver, August 21st to 23rd. We got Bitcoin is up 5.8%. Okay, sick. We got Appleton, Wisconsin, September 5th to 6th. We got Skankfest, November 14th to 16th. We got North Carolina, November 28th to 30th. We got New Mexico, December 12th to 13th. All tickets are available at CheDurena.com. Okay, guys, now we got this one. This one is fucking juicy. House of Horrors, horrifying sex masks, and sordid sex dolls, terrifying swingers house from hell, which lay abandoned after grisly murder. So we got murder, we got sex, we got orgies. Like, what the fuck else do you want in a story, dude? Also, did you guys hear about John Jones? Hear about John Jones, Jorge? Oh my God, the guy just can't stop drinking and driving. He did another drinking and driving accident. It always blows. So for those of you who don't know John Jones, if you don't know John Jones is probably the most dominant champion the UFC has ever seen. He completely obliterated his division. He had some of the most amazing fights. He has tons of finishes, such an exciting guy. Then he kind of left. It seemed like he retired. Then he's like, I'm going to come back. I'm going to be in heavyweight. And that was kind of back and forth for a long time. Then he did come back to heavyweight and he had 2 fights, very spread out. And then everyone's kind of bugging him, like, when are you going to fight Tom Aspinall, who was the #1 contender and the young guy, and the only guy who could possibly beat him. Oh, and he's also undefeated. He did have one loss that they overturned. It was a no contest because he did an illegal move, which is a 12-8 or 12-6 elbow, where you like go like up, down, like straight down like that. That's apparently not allowed, but now it is allowed. You can do them now. So now that they changed the rule to that you're allowed to do it, they took his loss away, and I think they dubbed it a no contest or something like that, to make him an undefeated champion, which seems kind of strange to retroactively change his record. But anyways, He previously had a drinking and driving incident where he hit a pregnant lady in a car and then fled the scene, came back to the scene to grab a bag of cocaine and then fled the scene again. Now, recently, he had a thing where he hit not a pregnant lady, but he hit a car and he had a half-naked woman in the car, a lady with no pants on. Then he quickly fled the scene. The cops called him because the cops came and found this lady and they were like, hey, what's going on? And she was like, oh, yeah, John Jones. She's like, I remember being at John Jones' house, us partying and drinking and doing mushrooms. And the next thing I remember, we're in a car accident. So she this lady blacks out. Maybe she's like still like functioning or whatever, where she's not really remembering what's going on. Or maybe she's just trying to keep her story close to her chest. They get into a car accident. John flees the scene. John claims that she was driving and she took his car and he doesn't know where she went. But he also called her 13 times after the car accident happened. So maybe she called and was like, hey, I crashed your car. And he was like, what the fuck is going on? What's going on? What's going on? But it does seem like he did indeed drink and drive and crash his car again. And why not just, guys, if you're going to drink and you're super rich, just get a driver. Like, John Jones is a multimillionaire. Just get a guy to drive you. Like, people are broke, find someone to drive. You get someone to be DD. I'm sure you could pay someone fucking $150 to hang out and wait for you to be ready to come pick you up. Like, I think you could do that. You don't have to drink and drive. That's crazy. Or get an Uber or some shit. Like an Uber, dog. Anyways, let's go to this horny house. Let's bring up the article here. Because this one, it's a pretty short article, but it is full of juice. House of Horrors, horrifying masks and sordid sex dolls, terrifying swingers house from hell, which lay abandoned after grisly murder. Urban explorers were left horrified by their discoveries at the murder mansion. So this place is in the UK. I didn't know the UK was getting fucking down like this, but these people are doing some horny ass shit. So I'll give you some of the play-by-play, some of the notes here. So this place was basically like kind of like a crack den or like a coke den or something like that. There was a lady who owned it who seemed like she was pretty crazy, and her boyfriend sold coke. And on top of that, all these people would come through like being like, can I get coke? And then they would have like wild orgies. And then this place eventually was condemned because the lady who owned it wasn't taking care of it. And then it's been abandoned for like over 10 years. And it's just like some rotting shithole that they're going to tear down to build some condominiums. But some urban explorers went in there and they're like, well, if this place is just going to get torn down, let's check it out. And then they found like weird sex dolls. They found pictures from people who were in these like Polaroids from orgies. A orgy Polaroid, dude? You have to like stand and wait for these guys being like crackheads or coke den owners. They were pretty prepared to capture memories. Now, you wouldn't think memories would be at the top of the list for what these people prioritize. But okay. Moldy sex dolls and creepy masks have been uncovered inside a murder mansion dubbed the House from Hell. Porn magazines and sordid photos were among... What does sordid mean? Sordid. Does that mean like soiled? Like disgusting? Sordid. Porn magazines and sordid photos were among the items at the former brothel in Paddington, Devon. I forgot that it was a brothel, where a man was murdered more than 2 decades ago. Wow.
So for sordid, the two definitions are dirty or squalified.
Okay.
Or also involving knowledgeable actions and motives.
Okay. And so, yeah, you can see here that they're pulling out all these sex dolls, and then there's weird pictures of people doing weird sex stuff. Condemned property 3 Kelsefield Road, which was renowned for hosting wild sex parties, was dubbed the House from Hell by neighbors. Urban explorers found boxes piled high with sordid images of a blonde girl with a group of men at the abandoned Victorian villa. That sucks, dude. That's like, if you're the girl who's in that picture, you probably thought that was never going to get out. You thought your orgies, I mean, you might be a homeless crackhead right now. That is also a possibility. But regardless, you didn't want this content out to the public. You wanted to keep this one under wraps. I just assume, I don't know, I could be wrong. Maybe you're like, fuck yeah, get the OF bumping. I'm the chick from the orgies at the sex house, dude. But yeah, the people would call the police on this place all the time. People were pretty pissed off with how they were treating the neighborhood. It was really fucking up the property value for everyone around. And then a dude was murdered there who was the boyfriend of the lady who owns the place, who was also the coke dealer. So a guy came around looking for coke, and then the buddy was like, I don't know, kerfuffle, killed him with a wrench, dog. Smacked him in the head with a wrench. What a brutal way to go. That's how you get killed in the UK, by getting bonked on the head like you're in a fucking cartoon. They don't shoot you over there. They will stab you. They will stab you. But if they don't have a knife, and then they don't have a gun, obviously, because there are no guns over there. I'm sure you could get one for hunting or something. But then you're going to get bonked on the noggin. And then one of those little eggs is going to grow out of your head, and you go, oop, and you're going to go, I'm going to miss my family. And then you're going to die. Because I think he was a father of 2 as well. And then the guy who killed him, he got jail time, but the lady kept the house. And then she would keep throwing these orgy coke parties over there, which makes it, when you figure out that the guy was a coke dealer, it starts to, like, the pieces start to make way more sense. Because, yeah, that's kind of what goes down at a place like that. You do... when you get a lot of people who are like coked up, the horniness starts to come out of them, and they get really revved up to just like rub their body on another person's body, and they're like, I need it. And then if you're like, well, I'll give you the facilities to do so, I'm pretty sure those orgies fucking stunk, though. Not in the attendance setting. Well, I'm sure the attendance wasn't great, but in also in a way where it's like just a stinky place. And I think in one part of this, they kind of called it like the swinger lifestyle. We got to see an insight into the swinger lifestyle. This isn't swingers, man. I've met swingers. Swingers are people who were 8s in their 20s, and now they're in their 50s, and they refuse to do the upkeep to be a 6. So it's usually just like your average Joe Blow kind of people hanging out. These are crackheads, horny crackheads, going at it like at a tier that you can't compare, like the suburban housewife who just wants to get double teamed or gang banged to what's going on over here, dude. It's just 2 very different situations, man. Also, my balls hurt, dude. So I get this thing, now that I've had a vasectomy, I get this thing where sometimes I jerk off too much, and then the jizz backs up, and then I get like a blue balls feeling. And so I had to like lay in a hot tub today, because that kills the sperm. So like if I have a hot tub, I would have to fucking lay in it, or not lay in it, but just sit in it, and then like let it just boil the jizz basically out of my balls. Because the boiling kills the jizz. So I did that. I laid in the hot tub twice. Once last night, and then once this morning. And it does reduce the effects quite a bit, but my ball, still hurts a little bit right now. Yeah. Anyways. Okay, what other... in the footage posted online, Kaylee says, oh no, it's a sex doll. So this is the urban explorer lady who like went in the place and dug up all these goodies. She's digging up goodies. Already we found a DVD cover, which obviously I can't film, and now we found a naughty blow-up doll. Yeah, well, that's going to happen when you're out there. Oh, I'm getting a phone call? Hold on. I just got to send a message. Boom. Okay, that should deal with it. Deep breath. Okay, wait. What's this? Okay. Okay. All right. We'll deal with that later. Okay, but yeah, back to this fucking article. But yeah, that's kind of what went down. A dude got murdered. They were having orgies, and now the place has been condemned and torn down. It kind of feels like the loss of like a legendary landmark, though. These people became like the bane of the neighborhood. People started hating these guys, but there's so much history there. There's so much history. Don't want to lose it all. So it is nice that this like urban explorer went into this condemned building and really found some good memories in there. For sure, some good memories. Okay, guys, let's get into right in time. Oh, wait, we didn't do either of our palate cleansers, did we? Let's go do a palate cleanser. Let's do our first one first. I'm forgetting about sometimes you just start cooking and then you forget about a palate cleanser. Let's do the first one, and then we'll do the second. We're doing 2 palate cleansers back to back. We're cleansing the palate double time. Double time. There's been a buildup of residue. Now we're gonna cleanse it, guys. All right. Oh, this is so good. I love this like genre of video. Just dude who's like speeding for no reason. Look at it, like he's just whipping down the street and he's like, I'm gonna do the dumbest stuff while like, and he just crashes his car. Yeah, that's so good. Like, why are you speeding and filming it and just like almost hitting cars? They're always like almost hitting cars and doing like, voo, voo, voo. I'm driving through traffic like crazy. Look at how crazy I am at driving. Just drive normal, man. Like you can do crazy stuff in a car, go nuts. Yeah, do crazy stuff like on a track or like wherever, like on a monster truck course or something. But don't do it just like with people hanging out in the road. That's bad. Because they just want to get to where they're going. They don't want to fucking get into a car accident because you're making content, dude. Come on, dog. All right, next one. Give me the next guy. Double palate cleanser. Oh, this is so good. This is so good. I don't know what this guy thought was going to happen. Yup. Dude. He's so unconscious after 2. I wonder if I would be able to stay conscious. Because he lands just so hard on his back. You forget how strong a bull is. Give it to me one more time. One more time. Give it to me, baby. Give it to me, baby. Okay. Yeah, you forget how just beastly that creature is. Because you look at a bull and you go like, maybe I could take a bull. Maybe I could beat up a bull. Like, it would be kind of a fair fight. No, he's just got, like, he chucked a full-sized man in the air. Power of his neck. Just, chucked him in the air like he was nothing, dog. On the exclusive ep, we have a video of an elephant encounter that doesn't end with a guy dying. But I have seen elephants kill people, and it looks like the worst way to get killed of all time. Let a lion kill me. Let, like, a shark kill me. Let a fucking, I don't know, snake would be bad, too. Like, being poisoned to death, not good. But the elephant, have you seen an elephant kill someone, Jorge? Oh, it just crushes him. It just steps on him. And you just see the guy kind of, like, you don't do, what can you do? You just get crushed and your bones are snapping and you're quickly, I think you're quickly losing consciousness because you're probably in so much pain and all the air is just leaving your body too. You can't breathe because you're getting crushed. But it looks like it sucks, dude. Looks like it sucks so bad. Anyways, don't get crushed by an elephant. Let's get into write-ins. Write-in time. Oh. Okay, guys. So for today's title write-in, we got the lady who was talking about how she confronted the guy that you don't even remember from last week's episode. Paco literally put in like half of a second thing of me just like, bleh, of me just saying in that moment, being like, and then.
Found out my Tinder date is still very much married. Going to see if I can get dollar sign out of him.
That's it. And that's all the preview you guys get for it. Yeah. So last week, this lady wrote in and she was like, oh, yeah, I went on a Tinder date, found out the guy was married. And then she told us the whole story. She's like, I looked through all his shit. This was when I was telling you about, like, be careful because ladies will dig up all your shit. They know who you are. They know where you're living. They know all this shit about you. And so, she dug up all the shit about him. She figured out like the year he bought his house, his wife's name, all the shit. She found out that he was Mormon and that he had a bunch of money and that his wife knows kind of that he's doing stuff, but she doesn't really know exactly what he's doing. So it's not like full on. It was very vague on the information. He might have just told her that. So he's like, hey, just keep your mouth shut. Just like, yeah, she knows what's going on. You don't no reason for you to tell anyone about this. But regardless, he apparently did agree to her little ultimatum where she was like, either you kind of pay me to like be your little squeeze or I'm out. She might have even said, or I'll tell your wife. I'm not sure if it did do the full extortion. But she has a follow-up. And so here's the follow-up. She goes, so I confronted him, basically, because we got all this information like pre-date. She goes, so I confronted him. Basically, I said, there's really nothing in it for me. So if you want to continue to see me, since we do have a really good time together, it's going to be at your expense. And I got him to agree. He definitely wants to travel and do a bunch of other stuff. We talked about the fact that he does have money, so that's not an issue. He's Mormon and waited till marriage to have sex with his and in the last 2 years realized that life is so much better not being Mormon, and that led him to where he is today. The wife kind of knows, but it's definitely a turn on for him how dangerous all of this is. So he is getting a little bit of a fear boner. One of the most dangerous of boners you can get, guys. You can't rely on the fear boner to jizz, because the fear boner is you're getting into spicy stuff. Like if this thing doesn't work out with this lady, then he's going to try cheating again. He's risking his whole life falling apart. You don't want a fear boner. You want like a consensual boner. You want like a joy boner. Oh, I love this person. I love boners. Good. Fear boner is just disaster waiting to happen, man. You don't want the fear boner to fuck up your life. Itchy forehead. Gotta wear this stupid hat because I washed my hair today because it stunk so bad because it's so hot in New York. I was just sweating all fucking day. Where was I at with this? He likes the danger. He likes the danger. He likes the fear boner. She's like, we're down to do some trips and stuff. That's pretty fucking wild. This lady was able to like schmooze her way into this. She messaged me something else as well about like kind of who she is, her identity of how she likes to operate. What's her name? I know I messaged her like semi recently. Where are you in here? Oh, I'm in the wrong mailbox. So I was like, that's crazy. Gonna do the follow-up on the pod today. And she said, I've done the whole sugar daddy thing when I was younger, but this is better when I'm at least attracted to the guy. And I was like, okay. I didn't respond to that, but she had a message before that said, I was like, please keep me updated. And she said, will do. Had another guy cash out me money at lunch today because I sent him pictures of me in a bikini before I went to the beach. Life is fucking wild. Yeah, that is crazy. Also, just lunch? You can get more for a bikini pic. You can get way more for a bikini pic. But I guess she's keeping it low key. She's like, I'm not going to put it all on the OnlyFans. I'm not going to do all that stuff. I'm just getting everything from one guy. I'll send you a bikini pic. You buy me lunch. You get me a kava bowl. Yeah, dude. I'd send someone a picture of me in my bathing suit for a kava bowl. That's a pretty good exchange, I think. If someone just messaged me and was like, hey, I want a picture of you in a bathing suit. I'll buy you a kava bowl. I'd be like, yeah, all right. I like that. I like kava bowls. Okay. Another one, our next write-in, married but love group sex with the monkey emoji covering her, like the mouth, like, ooh. And so I followed up, was like, can you tell me the full story? Do you still do this? How do you do it with you being married? And I was like, yeah, I think I said, how do you like work with this? And she said, whenever I get the chance, I usually partake in the lifestyle, usually male, female, male threesomes, but I've had a lot of foursomes. Most stress-free I've ever felt is being spit roasted between my hubby and another guy. Fucking wild. Most stress-free I've ever felt. That seems serene. Her mind goes clear. She's not thinking about the kids. She's not thinking about the taxes. She's not thinking about how, we got to fucking take that meat out of the freezer so it defrosts in time for dinner tomorrow. She's not thinking about any of that. She's getting spit roasted and she's like, finally, I'm at peace. Most people would find that to be a high stress situation, getting plowed from both ends. Maybe you're worried about like satisfying these two people. I think a lot of people, if you were to ask them like, hey, you got spit roasted, how did that feel? They would return with, I was a little unsure of myself. You're going, I'm zen. I have ego death. When I get fucked from both ends, dude, if you got airtight, if you had one in your ass, one in your pussy, one in your mouth, you might actually like transcend. You might start the singularity. The energy, the pure light energy that comes off of you might elevate the machines to a state of consciousness where we become one with the machine, man and machine together. So get your asshole filled, dude. Start our next tier of evolution. Start it now by getting your asshole filled. Okay, we're gonna do one more write-in. I'm feeling a little drowsy, and so I gotta do. We're gonna do one more write-in, and then I'm going to have a cup of coffee, or a Celsius for the late up. We gotta do Celsius. Coffee keeps me up too long. Okay, our last write-in. I've been sleeping with the neighbors on my street. I reached out. I was like, hey, can you elaborate on this? And he went, oh, no. I meant that for like a topic. And I was like, oh, sleeping with your neighbors on the street. Now, I live in an apartment building. And okay, that would be, under the right circumstances, that would be kind of dope. If you had like different people in the same apartment building, if you were all like fucking each other, okay? Let's say you got an apartment building. It's 3 dudes, that's not enough. You need more people in an apartment building. I'm trying to think. Let's say it's 10 dudes, 10 chicks in the apartment building. And all these chicks are all down to fuck me and any of these other dudes in here. And the chicks maybe are fucking each other. Maybe some of the dudes are fucking each other too. Who knows? But everyone is fucking in the building. And you never have to leave your building to fuck. You just you say, you have a group chat with all the people, the apartment fuck group chat. You go, what's the Wi-Fi? By the way, is anyone down to fuck? And you just pop into different apartments. You fuck different people. You build different relationships with different people. You get close to the people in your building. It also builds a bond. Something happens in the building where the building owner goes, we're raising the rent. And you go, we're doing a rent strike. We suck each other off, okay? I fucking eat this lady's pussy and then her neighbor's pussy. And fucking those 2 dudes are banging, and then they're also banging that they Eiffel Tower her. You think you can break us? You think you can break? We have stinky orgies. We have stinky orgies on the 4th floor. That's the stinky orgy floor. And we all fuck. We're going on a rent strike. It'll bring the people together, dude. I really do think a lot of the differences that are happening in the world today, all these different political opinions, all these different social opinions, all this culture war that's going on all the time, it could be solved by a little bit of penetration, maybe a lot of bit of penetration. We should start solving our problems like bonobos. If you fucking get in an argument in the street, someone's like, hey, you fucking idiot, you cut me off. You go, yeah, fuck you. And you go, you just 69. You 69 on the highway, and then you go, that's it. We're good here. Someone tells you like, they go, I voted for so-and-so. You go, I voted for so-and-so who's different. And you get mad. You go, 69 on the spot. Get it settled, guys. Get it settled. I think that's the best course of action. So, yeah, if I was in an apartment building and I was just like fucking a bunch of chicks in the apartment building, that would rule. That would rule, dude. That would be great. I think there has to be an apartment building somewhere where everyone's fucking in the building. It has to be happening.
I mean, that's essentially just like a dorm. A college dorm.
It is essentially a college dorm. It is. Someone moves out, and you're just like, oh, I'm going to miss them. It really would break your heart. Because you're like, oh, all the times we had together. That would be fun as fuck. Anyways, guys, that's another episode of Dark Holes. I love ya. Guys, if you want more stuff like this, go to gasdigital.com and get a free episode right now. Use offer code Che. Bye. Take your butt plug out, too. Jesus Christ.